Okay, while I am waiting for an order, I'm going to go over what I learned yesterday, or rather, kind of a recap of all that I learned yesterday. While I'm waiting for a DoorDash order. First one was from Infinite Waters, and let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. Do you have a natural proclivity to wake up every single day? Check. Get stressed out? Check. And go to bed stressed out? Check. Exasperation, frustration. I am extremely burnt out from door dashing. And this is my only means of getting income at the moment. How can I practice more self-care? I'm always stressing myself out every single day. It's like chasing my own tail. I need to stay authentic. How do I feel in this beautiful life experience? Am I deceiving myself in the life that I'm living? Yes, I am. We need to stop multitasking. Now, another video I saw yesterday was talking about how you need to learn how to multitask. How some people say that multitasking is impossible, and some people are saying it is possible. What is my main priority the moment I wake up? I need to take care of what is most important. I need to have the check chase me. I need to become more intuitive. I need to listen more to my body. My body speaks in metaphors. Oh. Nope. Not going to. Start visualizing you are on a holiday. That's ridiculous. They want me to go out all the way to... See, this is why DoorDash is not working for me, because it keeps on sending me to places that are way too far away. Which is why I really need to find another means of making income. Find peace at home. Make home a holiday now. Home metaphor inside of me. Am I investing in my peace of mind? No, I am not. Make sure you are staying true to yourself. I choose to be happy, and we'll come to that later. Become your own best friend. Be kind to yourself. Are you heading for a cliff? Yes, I am. Going from job to job to job is not serving me. This DoorDash job is not serving me at all. But it's the only way I am making income. So when I can find orders that are close by me and not in, I will take it. I want to help other people. Now this is where I kind of feel like I have a minor disagreement with the statement, because as you are helping other people on your journey, because Ralph Smart, the guy who made this video, I don't think he was where he was at. He had to grow. And I think it's good that I'm starting this YouTube channel, even though I'm not a millionaire, I'm not a billionaire yet. You know, I believe that I can achieve that goal. I believe that I can achieve that goal. Why can other people achieve that goal and I and you can't? In some ways, yes. In order for me to help other people, I need to help myself. I need to put myself first in order to help inspire others. I agree with that statement somewhat. Let me add on more to that statement. I want to help other people, but first I need to help myself. But making these videos for other people, telling them that they are not alone. I'm experiencing this. I'm, in the process of a paradigm shift. That when it happens to me, when I get my life, a lifestyle that serves me, it's going to help other people. Because they are going to see my journey throughout the years. I'm not going to be like those YouTubers that they take their videos down. I'm not going to be that type of YouTuber. I want people to see my journey. I want people to be able to see my first videos of where I came. Our first videos are always the worst. And this is probably the 5th video. Okay, so here is T. Harv Ecker's thing I did yesterday. He sent a manuscript to me and many other people that are in his are in the program. I have almost all of his programs, and I'll probably be buying more when the time comes, because they are really helping me out. Going back to them is really helping me out. So this is T. Harv's book, and if you want, I guess I had no idea if we could share the manuscript or not, but doing the online survey after doing this, I guess T. Harv wants us to share this. He's going to make it into a program. So this is T. Harv Ecker's The Shocking Truth About Happiness. These are my notes. These are notes written somewhat as if I wrote them. So 7 critical principles that they will not only change your level of happiness, but change your entire life. I have been going through about this life depressed, anxious, and frustrated. Just absolutely frustrated the way things have been going in my life. But that's not going to change until I change my mindset. The way you and I were taught about happiness is totally wrong. It's absolutely totally wrong. But if you grew up as a Buddhist or a Hinduist or, someone who studies the Tao, you'll probably be taught this. And here it is. We've been taught and programmed and conditioned to be unhappy. Our concepts around beliefs, our concepts and beliefs around happiness, and our strategies for attaining happiness are severely flawed. I would be that type of person to be like, once I get $1 million, $1 billion, or whatever, that will make me happier. Then I will be happy. If I get this much amount of money, then I will be happy. If I move to this certain place, then I'll be happy. Happiness, when it is put onto something or someone for us, is fleeting. Your life consists of one problem after the next, and worrying about the future, bestowing more problems. A lot of us are stuck on the childish merry-go-round. I call it the carousel of happiness. And Harv states, why a merry-go-round? And then I put carousel in brackets. The analogy refers to be on something that is moving, but the scenery stays the same, despite it moving. And you yourself are going nowhere. You always end up back in the same place. And see, that is where I am at right now. That is exactly where I am at right now. Close your eyes. Imagine you're not only on a carousel, but that carousel is also linked with a fast roller coaster. Now, these are my words. These aren't Harv's words. We'll get back to Harv's words, but this is the meantime me taking Harv's words and making them into my words. And I'm going to link the manuscript in the description below. It's going to be on my Twitter. This is pretty much my analogy, my metaphor in life. I think that is an excellent metaphor. Is you're not only on a carousel, you're not only on a roller coaster, but you're on both of them. They're linked together. So this is something that is spinning, and not only is it spinning and making you dizzy, it's also making you go up and down. You're in a stagnant lifestyle, getting up at 4 a.m. to go to a job you could care less for, and a job that doesn't serve you, and you are doing it all over again and again and again. Get up at 4 a.m. You know that oh gosh, what is it called? So you're on a roller coaster carousel, something that is spinning and making you go up and down. You're in a stagnant lifestyle, getting up at 4 a.m. to go to a job you care less, doesn't serve you, and going to bed at whatever time it is that you go to bed. That's like that, like for some reason, the Jerry film, the Jerry movie by Hot Diggity Demon comes to mind. That is such an excellent film. I think it got an award or something, but I'm not sure. But it's an excellent film, and it shows the lifestyle, the really sad lifestyle of this guy Jerry, and that is pretty much where we are at. Maybe not all of us, but some of us are, where we are getting up to go to work at some crappy job, and then we meet a crappy person that, we screw, and then they screw us. She steals his money. Jackie steals his money. But the analogy I want to make with the Jerry job is there's a couple of parts in Hot Diggity Demon's cartoon where it shows Jerry doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That is what I would call, and he's not happy. He's not happy, of course, doing the same thing. He looks absolutely stressed out. And that's what we're doing. I used to get up at 4 a.m. to go to this job that I didn't care for, and then come home, around 5 or whatever. 5 or 6. Some things that kept me later than that. And it sucked. It absolutely sucked. I don't miss it. The problem is I need to find something that I enjoy and that makes money. And that's kind of a reason why I started this YouTube channel. Now, I don't believe that this YouTube channel is going to go boom, oh, crazy, million subscribers already, and being able to get money from YouTube. YouTube is going through some really difficult issues, algorithms. I just saw somebody who lost 600,000 subscribers of hers, and she can't get them back. And it's because of some messed up algorithm. So, I'm not putting my eggs in one basket when it comes to YouTube. I'm going to be really looking for other things so that I can slowly build up my business in what I actually really want to do. I love to draw. I love to animate. I love to voice act. I like to, do the voices. I always loved doing the character voices. So that's something that, I wouldn't mind having my lifestyle. Will it make me a millionaire? Probably not, but who knows? I just want to do something that I enjoy and makes money for me to where, I can do the things that I want to do. And then also, I like to get into investing. That's another thing. Investing is an interest of mine. But anyway, getting back. So, getting up at 4 a.m. to go to a job you could care less for, and it doesn't serve you, and you're doing it over and over and over and over again. Like I said, the Hot Diggity Demon Jerry analogy, the animation clip of you seeing Jerry doing the same thing, getting up, washing himself, eating breakfast, going to the job at this crappy supermarket, and then going to bed, getting up, going to bed, getting up, washing himself, eating breakfast, going to the job, going back home. It's just, no, I want out of that lifestyle, and I know a lot of other people want out of that lifestyle as well. It's not serving us. So this is the blankety blank carousel. And while you are in the carousel, things are coming at you fast. You go up, hey, you get a promotion, whoopee! And then you go back down, you get fired / let go. Because you're also on a blankety blank roller coaster as well. So that's where my analogy of the coaster carousel came from. It was from reading the metaphor of the carousel in Harv's book. And I'm like, hey, let's slap on a roller coaster on this, because we're not only just spinning and going around in circles and getting dizzy and, like this constant spinning, going up and down while the scene remains the same. Doesn't that make you sick? Doesn't that make you want to vomit? It does. Sure does me. And it has. I kept on getting, it's like this analogy could not be any closer to the truth, because all of these jobs that I have gotten in the past, 2019 has not been a very good time for me for jobs, for Mugaka, let me tell you. Every time, I kid you not, every time I get a job, I get really, really sick. That's the roller coaster. That's the carousel roller coaster. Sure doesn't exist, but, in metaphors, it does exist. Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously, I could not... Every time, I would get a job, I'd be like, all right, I have this job, this is going to be great. And then, boom, I get extremely sick. And then, sometimes one job cut my hours drastically. And then the next job fired me for no reason. And I really strong. They're a stay away from those jobs. Just stay the hell away from the jobs that say that they can terminate you, or you can quit whenever you want. They can terminate you at will, no warning or anything. I am not going to engage. I'm not going that far. Screw that. What is with these orders? And they're like really crappy. 581? No. So anyway, like these jobs making me physically sick. It was crazy. And that's the carousel. That's the carousel coaster. I realize it now. It just makes sense, going up and down, spinning, spinning, spinning while it's going up and down. Like, what a crazy ride. So, the last job I had, they just fired me. After, I called up, told them that I'm not going to be at work because I am extremely sick. And I had to get on medication. I had to get on antibiotics. And they didn't like that. So I think they didn't say anything about me, really getting sick or anything, but they just said that you know, we want you to, on Friday, we want you to bring back the shirts, and we want you to bring back the shirts that we gave you. And I'm thinking to myself, oh no, like, seriously? They're pulling this crap on me? Yeah, they are. And I even said, I'm like, am I fired? And they said, yes, you are. But they wanted me to come on work on the same day I get fired. Can you believe that? What a bunch of loons. So I just said, okay, I'll do that. Click. Went to prompt care, got my medication. As soon as I was done, then, the next day, I meant to say, I'm sorry. So, they didn't even, like, say, like, on that same day that I called in sick, they actually called me at 5 p.m. to tell me I was fired, I guess. But I was so sick that I was sleeping the entire day. They, I decided to call them right before I was going to work, right, I called them probably around, 4 something, almost 5, because they open around 6, the people who open. And I said, and they're like, did you get our message? Just very, very rude. And I'm like, this is the people that I'm going to have to deal with at work. So, I guess I consider this a blessing, because who knows, something else worse could have happened at that place. Because I got sick, as soon as I started working there, they decided to fire me. No compassion whatsoever. Just as soon as I called back the next day after getting on antibiotics, to tell them that I care about this job. I care about doing this job. Wanting to work at this job. Even though I'm sick, I'm still coming in. Well, they didn't care no matter what. That was a terrible job, and I didn't even work there for very long. Because like I said, ever since 2019, these jobs have been... Anyway, so, yeah, the next day I call them before coming into work, very early before coming into work, because, we clock in around 7. I clock in around 7:30. So around 5 something, close to 6, because that's when they open. No, what happened was I called them first, and they didn't answer, and then they called me back, and I immediately answered, because I called way too early, and they hadn't, opened yet. So when I did that, they pretty much told me that I was fired, and I need to bring the shirts from, the company, back to them on Friday. And I'm like, oh my god, are they seriously firing me? Yeah. And I even said it, are you fired? Am I fired? And they said, yes, you're being let go. And they did kind of tell me, and it was because I got sick. Well, that is a bunch of crap. And I told myself, I am not going to deal with these types of crappy jobs anymore. I'm tired of these jobs. I'm tired of these jobs treating their workers this way. We can't help getting sick. My father right now is extremely sick. My mother right now is extremely sick. I don't know. This DoorDash is not working out. And see, here's another thing. $4.50 plus $2, that's not a lot. So this is what I'm going to do. Because DoorDash is becoming exactly like the jobs, to where I cannot depend on it. There's always resistance. There's always resistance. And this is a resistance. This is the only thing that I can get money from, and it's not working. It's really not working. And my friend suggested Grubhub, but I don't feel like doing that. So I have to find other means of just I'm really trying not to get down. I'm going to give you one last chance, DoorDash, and then I'm signing off because you just keep on giving me crappy orders. Anyway, let's get back to Harv. T. Harv Eker. I ramble on and on. It's really annoying. And I apologize. So, okay. So, you know, that job fired me. I don't have a job now. Like I said, my only job is DoorDash. And a lot of people would get really depressed. But you know what? I'm not going to get depressed because I'm going to find an alternative way to get money and get more money than I have been getting. I set up a Fiverr account, and then I see a video, and it's on one of my playlists if you want to go see it. It has something to do with Fiverr keeping money and banning their users. Voice actors, voiceover artists, whatever you want to call them. VoiceOver Pete is the guy's name. So I'm like, okay, now don't want to use Fiverr. What else can I do? How else can I market myself so that I can, you know, get money for doing voiceover work? And I do have a demo reel, but it's demo reels of my characters' voices because I don't know. Yeah, I just have my characters' voices that I did. And, you know, I explain what the characters are, what type of personality the characters have, and what show of mine, what project of mine are they from. So yeah, DoorDash, not working. Maybe on Sunday I can get some better orders. And Sunday I do plan on getting up early because Sunday is when DoorDash is really good on Sunday. But, you know, lately, and what sucks about DoorDash is, you know, my mileage, the wear and tear on your car, the gas, having to worry about gas, traveling to far distances, pick up the food, and then take it, you know, to a customer, and you don't know how far that customer is. Okay, finally something good. I am taking this one. So I'm going to pause this. Okay, I'm back. Just got done door dashing. It's not a good day. So anyway, getting back to the T. Harv Eker manuscript that I am reading. So the carousel coaster, as I call it. You never get to a final destination, and I don't mean those shitty horror films with a name title that's cooler than they actually are. When it comes to your happiness, What exactly is your final destination? What about this? You being sincerely happy, not once in a while, but almost all the time. These are in my words. This is the secret of alchemy. We know about, as anime geeks, majority of us know about Fullmetal Alchemist. Well, alchemy is real. It is real. And it has to do with your mind. Taking something negative and transforming it into something positive. When you get into that type of habit, you become what a lot of people would call people who are, what would I say, like more enlightened than the majority of us. They would call that an alchemist. Taking something negative, taking a negative situation and turning it around into something positive. That is what I am becoming. I am becoming an alchemist. It's been a slow process, but I'm doing it. And I'm getting better at it. I still have a lot of work to do. I still have a lot of work to do on myself. And that's why I'm making these videos, because I want you guys to see my progress. And I want you to grow with me. There's so many YouTubers out there that, they've already went through it. They've already gone through it. So it seems like they're happy all the time. And I think that puts off some people. In all honesty. It's like, these people, they look so fake. Some of them look so fake. Not all of them, but some of them do. Because they have gotten to a point to where all they can do is just smile. Because, here we go. Instead of trying to be happy, you are happy. Because doesn't that thought absolutely excite you? As humans, all of us, we strive for happiness in our lives. All we humans want to be is to be happy. We just desire happiness. All of us. It sounds too good to be true, huh? Sounds like a load of pretentious bollocks, right? As some would say. Well, hear me out, please. Because I felt the same way before I am learning what you are going to learn now. Are you ready to hear it? Okay, awesome. Get ready for it, because here it is. In order to be happy, you don't have to do anything. But you must not do this one thing. Brace yourselves, because I might say something that goes against what you and I and many others have been taught, and at first you might rebuke it, but please hear me out, because at first I wanted to rebuke it too, but slowly, as I have been incorporating this into my life, like I said, it's been a slow process, and why I make these videos is because I want people to see my progress. I don't want people to see this extremely happy, excited person and think like this person is just full of it. I want you to see my progress. So this is one of my old videos that I'm going to look back on and think, wow, I came a long way. And my viewers are going to go back to these videos. My fans, my future fans are going to go back into these videos and say, oh my gosh, like, how different she sounds from the way she sounds now. Before I reveal this to you, I just want to say that it is normal for our brains to reject new information, to sometimes reject new information like this, especially if it seems like something extraordinary or abnormal. Like it's like an abnormal concept to some of us. But please keep an open mind and listen to my next words. You are already happy. until you make yourself unhappy. What? Stop the record. Rewind and play. You are already happy until you make yourself unhappy. I can just hear some people already. But Mugaka, if I'm already happy, how come I don't feel happy? Here's the thing you need to tell yourself. If I didn't make myself unhappy, I'd be happy. You've tried it all your life to be 100% happy all the time. How is that going for you? Miserable, huh? Well, no wonder. That's not going to work. It hasn't been working. It hasn't been working for me, and it's certainly not working for you, as it seems. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this video. So please stop doing that. It's never going to work. It never has worked, and it's never going to work. Stop focusing on trying to be happy. Instead of focusing on trying to be happy, focus on making yourself to be not unhappy. Focus on not making yourself unhappy, in better words. Does this make any sense? Is this coming clearer, a little bit clearer to you all now? Or does this still sound like gobbledygook? We're not done yet, as we have some next steps. T. Harv Eker calls the principles of happiness. In my words, you've heard of that wonderful and inspiring and uplifting film starring Will Smith and his son Jaden, right? I actually have part of the movie, which I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube takes it down for copyright. I didn't put it up. Somebody else did. If the stupid copyright system was not so messed up and so dumb, I would love to take that video and make transform it into something really inspirational. Not just showing the scenes, but make it really inspirational. I love that film. That is my favorite films of all time. Is The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. That film is what actually inspired me to change my lifestyle goals. Not my career goals, to become what I am becoming. And this film fits so well with T. Harv Eker's Manuscript. I want you, especially if you have that film, or even buy it off of a YouTube. I think it's only like $3 or whatever. Get it. Just find that film. Just find it, and if you haven't watched it, watch it. Like, that is like an amazing film. If you want to be extremely uplifted and also, emotionally moved as a very empathetic person, that movie makes me cry. I hate to say it, but as I've gotten older, I've become more intuitive and more strong when it comes to empathy. I can still watch, horror movies because I'm not really attached to those characters, but characters, this is why I love anime so much. I found out that there was an anime of Dororo, Osamu Tezuka's manga that he was never able to finish, unfortunately. That's action-packed. That has a lot of heart. That story has a lot of heart. I was crying. So anyway, these films, as I have gotten older, these movies, even these cartoons, I'm crying at a freaking cartoon. Oh my god. But these stories move us. And The Pursuit of Happiness is based on a true story. It's Chris Gardner. You will catch glimpses of the principles of happiness in The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. Now, T. Harv calls these principles precepts. And what precepts are, they are a general rule They are general rules intended to regulate behavior or thought. All in all, think of these principles as tools for your mind. They may be new ideas, and you may have heard them elsewhere. Like for me, I've heard them somewhat, here and there. A good number of times I hear them from Ralph Smart of Infinite Waters, another guy that you should check out that also led me, besides Roberto Blake and, other awesome YouTubers. Roberto Blake, Infinite Waters, Gillian Perkins is another one. Like these, there's a plethora of awesome YouTubers, and those are 3 right now I can name off of the back of the back of my head, or the top of my head, off of the top of my head. These may be new ideas, or you may have heard them elsewhere. And if that be so, let this be a recap for you. Because the brain works off repetition. When I watch these YouTubers, some people be like, oh gosh, I've heard this crap before. I've heard this song and dance before. This is nothing new. Well, it's good you're hearing this again, because it's going to get ingrained into your mind. Now please give me your undivided attention, because if you work with these mind tools, little bit, which is what I am doing, I'm getting out of my funk, as you could call it, they will definitely benefit you in the long run. This next hour could be one of the most important of your entire life. Reading this manuscript, not my video, because I don't want my video to be an hour. I think people click off, even after 10 minutes. Because it's not interesting. It's not interesting yet. I'm not in my I don't know what you call it. Like, I'm not in the zone. I just drag on, and I apologize for that. I'm going to get better at it. But I tell myself I need to keep on doing these videos. I need to keep uploading. Because the first videos, they're going to suck. And they have sucked. The first videos have really sucked. Especially having to only use Movie Maker really sucks. I wish I had Sony Vegas Pro. I really wish I had Sony Vegas Pro. Even downloading that illegally I would do. But I have no idea how to do that. Read after you're done listening to this, even if you click off after 5 minutes, please read that manuscript. Please, go on to my Twitter page and read that manuscript. It's excellent. And okay, he makes a disclaimer, and I made a disclaimer here, and it's about medication. It's about the mental illnesses, the mental disorders that some of us have. There was a part in his manuscript that I did not care for, and it was in the medication part, but I'm not going to go into that. I think when you read the manuscript, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, as I stated before in another video, I have been on medication my whole life, up until 2014. I want to give this disclaimer that the information being taught here, it is not intended to replace any therapy or pharmaceuticals of any kind whatsoever. Nor is it intended to make you try to be happy when something really dire happens, like if a family member, a loved one of yours dies. A happiness is only a state of feeling at some points in our lives. It can be a state of being, but it's still a feeling, to me at least. Maybe that'll change, who knows. But I don't believe that you can be happy all the time. And I think T. Harv Eker knows that you can't be happy all the time. And the guy, Ralph Smart of Infinite Waters, knows that you cannot be happy all the time. Happiness is a state of feeling, as so is sadness and anger. And I think even, Buddha, believes in other emotions besides being content, being happy or whatever. No one is suggesting you to be happy when real tragedy strikes. What T. Harv Eker is talking about is the minor irritances that we blow up into huge. Say, for example, like in the Malcolm in the Middle episode, I think it's the Christmas episode, where Lois' car gets banged, just a little bump, small bump, and then it escalates with this woman. She fights with this woman in this demolition derby type thing in the parking lot, and it's hilarious. But it's funny, but there's also a seriousness to it, because this actually happens in real life. I mean, it's hyperbolic in Malcolm in the Middle, but some people have so much rage that it could escalate to that point, to something similar to that point. Somebody dents your car, and you see them dent your car, you see them hit your car, and then you go off on them. That is something so minor. That is something so small. And I just got off of a video of Ralph Smarts talking about how he said he one day was in a parking lot. He just got a new car and feeling good, got a new car, a beautiful car. Gets out of the parking lot, or comes out from the store into the parking lot where his car is, and he sees the car got dented. The bumper got dented. And he's like thinking, why, universe, why? And the universe is like, I don't have time for this. Am I going to let this little thing ruin my day? No. To some of us, yeah, that is very frustrating to see a new dent on our car. Oh God, that wasn't there before. Because we like to keep things looking nice. A lot of us like to keep our things looking nice. So coming out of a store, coming to a parking lot, and seeing your car with this big dent, some hit and run, I guess, happened to Ralph's Smart. And yeah, this is making us angry, yeah. But what Harv is talking about is sometimes there is a need to be sad. It's not healthy to keep emotions inside. They need to come out. So if you feel the need to cry, cry. But after you're done crying, wipe your tears, blow your nose or whatever, and get back and do what you need to do. And remember, I think it's a Persian proverb. I always thought it was in the Bible, but there's nowhere in the Bible. There's something similar to it, but it's a Persian proverb. It's not biblical. This too will pass. And thankfully, most of us are blessed that these truly traumatic experiences do not make up the majority of our lives. And this life that we have is so short on this earth. And that's just it. Life is just way too short for us to sweat the small stuff like that. And another book I recommend reading is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And It's All Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. Really good book. Really good book. Definitely recommend reading that book. As neurotic creatures called humans, many of us make the small stuff big. I know I sure did. And I still do sometimes to this day. But I'm getting better at not making the small stuff big. Even this thing, with the financial issues, it's a small thing to me, because I know I will get out of it eventually. The 99% of crap that annoys us and takes away our happiness away. Or rather, we let it take our happiness away, I hope this is starting to make sense. I know this is starting to make sense to some people. And when practiced, these principles could be very, very beneficial when dealing with the big stuff, whenever it does occur. One more thing I want to add, and honestly, this is highly upsetting to me, getting back to the whole medication thing, is that we have more and more people on antidepressants and anxiety medication. As somebody who was personally diagnosed by a doctor with the labels, and I stated before how much I hate labels. I've stated it in streams whenever, they occurred in the streams, the live streams, the chats or whatever. And people just ignore it. And that's fine. If you want to use labels, if you want to label yourself MGTOW, feminist, this or that, that's fine by me. But me, I don't label myself. I'm not a can. I'm not a depressed person. I'm not an anxious person. I'm not going to give this thing power over me. Because when you start to, I feel like when people put labels on themselves, it detracts power away from them and it puts more power on the label itself and not on you. So, I was diagnosed with the labels of depression and anxiety, topped off with ADHD. I was an extremely hyper child in all my life. I've been on medication. Until 2014 is when I decided to swear off of it forever. And there's a little story that goes with it, but I will save that for another day because this video is already long enough as it is. All in all, in 2014, I have enough medication, despite others trying to get me back on it. And I swore off medication for those quote-unquote labels that were given to me, and I feel 100 times better than I ever did than when I was on meds. As someone who swore off of meds, seeing the growing epidemic of drugs being pushed on people, it's very alarming to me. Now, many may really need the medication, and others may not. For me, I didn't need medication because something inside me in 2014 flipped a switch and stated very firmly, I don't need this shit. I don't need this shit. In 2017 was when the paradigm shift was starting, when it was beginning, it was culminating. I met a Hindu man, an Indian man, as a friend, who inspired me in the long run. And then a eureka moment came to me. My mind isn't what is sick. It's my mindset that's ill. Let me repeat that. My mind isn't sick. It's my mindset that's ill. You see, a lot of us who got off of meds discovered this. That it is us, not our minds, who are making us sick. Us in the sense, all the shit that has been programmed into us and has shaped our mindset for the worse. This goes very well with the principles T. Harv and I are going to teach you. Number 1, happiness is natural. Happiness is within. Now here is when I start to whittle down the manuscript, basing it so that, I get all the precepts in there, but I don't go on and on. Because like I said, this video is way too long. So we have two selves inside of us. We have a true self and we have a false self. A Native American proverb talking about two wolves that are fighting within us. a good wolf and a bad wolf. The one that you feed is the one who wins. Your true self is your original self. It's who you came into the world as. Now, your false self is your conditioned self, which is programmed by environment, school, religion, parents, stuff you see on the TV, especially. Oh my gosh, there's so much garbage that is being programmed into people's minds through the mainstream media. I don't watch the news. I barely watch the news. Sometimes I go downstairs and I watch the news with my folks, but very rarely do I watch the news because it is so polarized and so negative. And I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. There's enough negativity going on. The only news that I've been focusing on is the whole Vic Mignogna thing. I cannot wait for everything to unfold and the people who are doing all this horrible stuff to Vic, have done this horrible stuff to Vic, said all these horrible stuff to Vic. This lawsuit is going to be a warning to these stupid broads that are trying to get a man from the book DAMN, Destroy a Man Now. You're going to destroy that book now. Because people are waking up to the bullshit going on when it comes to feminism and when it comes to the mainstream media, when it comes to society in general. Society is so warped. This lawsuit is going to be a wake-up call for people to say, wow, my actions, my thoughts, the crap I spew online has consequences. You know, Vic is the type of person I would say I want to emulate, because I don't think I could be as sane, as kind, as loving, as understanding, as forgiving as him. I'm so glad that he eventually put his foot down and said, enough is enough. I love these people. You know, these people I see, you know, still as my friends. But friends don't treat friends that way. I'm going to take Ricada's advice, and I'm going to do this lawsuit. You know, my fans want me back, and I miss my fans. I miss going to these conventions. You only have two cheeks to turn. And Vic turned both of his cheeks. Like Jesus said, you only have two, and I think I heard this somewhere else before. You only have two cheeks to turn before you start turning something else. Vic just seems like a very happy guy. Like, he just seems like he's a very genuine person. When I met him back in 2016, just full of light and positivity. I was a little intimidated by that because I have never been surrounded by a person like Vic. And hopefully these coming conventions, I can make at least one of them. That would be amazing to see Vic again and give him a huge ass hug. Vic is such a happy guy. I think he's a very true guy. I went off on a tangent, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get back on. So Vic is a very happy guy, and our true self is happy. That's why a lot of people, when they meet Vic, they say, this dude is so genuine. He's genuinely happy. Despite whatever happens to him, horrible. I mean, this lawsuit is just, not a lawsuit, these allegations are horrible. Being fired from your 2 jobs is absolutely horrible. But this guy, he just keeps on smiling, and it's not going to bother him. A lot of times, this type of stuff, it really depresses us. It really depresses us. Vic is such a strong person. Vic is somebody I admire intensely. Because he is so authentic, he is so genuine. I cannot wait to meet him again and give him a huge hug. True self is happy. When we begin the process of living, learning to fit into this world, that's when things get effed up. The programming becomes our operation manual for how to think, behave, and essentially survive in this world. The conditioned mind. Your conditioned self/mind is survival and protection. Its main priority is to keep you alive, not happy. Because its objective is protection, it is based in fear. Whereas your true self is based in love. Multitasking, as I stated before in the beginning of this video, it's kind of doesn't exist. There's an illusion that it does exist. In the manuscript, Harv talks about how he would take a large crowd of people in the room, then he would divide them into 2 groups. One group is screaming and yelling and carrying on, and while the other group is humming peacefully and quietly. This is happening all at the same time. Of course, who do you think you would hear? The screaming group, of course. Now, if you shut the screaming group up, that leaves only the peaceful hums, correct? Both parts, both wolves, are always there. Happiness and peace are what's left over when you silence the noise and stop doing everything else. This is why mindful meditation is so important. And I have been trying to get on myself on this case. I've been trying to get myself to do this more. To take 10 or 15 minutes out of my day, preferably before bed and waking up in the morning, to devote time to do nothing and think about nothing. We need to quiet the fear-based wolf, his thoughts and beliefs, so you can hear the soft voice of the love-based wolf as she whines softly and gives you her present of peace and happiness. Now again, these are my notes that I took on Harv's manuscript. So number 1, precept. Happiness is natural. Declaration was, I am already happy until I make myself unhappy. The declaration that he puts in all the precepts, because you want to get this ingrained in the mind. I choose to be happy. Number 2, happiness must be unconditional. You cannot attach your happiness to a condition or circumstance. Like I was saying, when I become a millionaire, when I become a billionaire, once, if, and then. These are danger words. These are conditional words. Being happy is not conditional. Being happy doesn't have to be a result of something that is occurring in your life. Because what if those millions or billions of dollars goes away? What if Tom Steyer, freaking billionaire, decides to invest all of his money, all of his billions that he has, to impeach Trump? and it doesn't work. Oh, that was stupid. Oh gosh, I keep seeing those ads. I'm not even watching politics. I'm on a freaking anime video and I see a Tom Steyer ad. Number 3. Or wait, sorry, number 2. Still on 2. I release all conditions to be happy right now. Is Tom Steyer happy? I don't think so. You know, to invest that much money to impeach somebody doesn't sound like they're too happy. Google, please stop showing me those ads. I'm tired of seeing them. Number 3, happiness must be independent. Laughing is laughing. You know, when you think of laughing, you think of happiness, right? It's not. Laughing is laughing. And happy is happy. And they are not the same. By linking happiness with these other states of being, I have locked myself in the front seat of a false happiness roller coaster. Happy, not happy, happy, not happy, happy, not happy, up, down, high and low, high and low. We can be happy with or without these other states of being. Happiness is independent from any other state of being. Number 4, happiness can only exist right now. Can you nod your head tomorrow? Can you shake your butt yesterday? No. Because yesterday only exists as a memory, and tomorrow doesn't exist, period. At least not yet. And, you know, the term hope, when we hear the term hope, what is hope? Hope means, you know, I hope this happens to me. I hope I get $1 million tomorrow. Somehow, some way, I hope I get $1 million tomorrow. Hope, believing something good will happen. It's not real or solid. So do you want to be hopeful or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be happier? And I would have this mistake. Oh my god, I had this mistake in the past. Oh man, I miss the 90s. The 90s were so great. I miss dancing in the living room to Night of the Roxbury music and Eiffel 65, and I miss the Pokemon craze because I was right in front and center of it when it started, and I was a Pokemaniac, and I miss that. The Pokemon today are crap and blah blah blah. No. I learned to not confuse my past happiness with being happy. I need to be happy now. You need to be happy now. If we want to be happy later, we have to practice happiness now. If you cannot find happiness now, then you will never find happiness, because it's always now. I can only be happy right now. If I want to be happy in the future, I have to practice being happy now. Number 5, happiness must be clearly defined. Give your target of happiness, size, shape, and definition. Contentment equals happiness. What is contentment? Contentment is like a peaceful happiness in not wanting more. You're content. I'm content with my job. I'm happy at my job. I'm happy where I am right now. I'm content where I am right now because I know it's going to get better. Social philosopher Eric Hoffer said, search for happiness is a chief cause of unhappiness. This is coming from a place of scarcity and not abundance. I mean, much of our society has been conditioned to believe that the only way to succeed is to be dissatisfied with what we've got and where we are now. Oh my god, does this absolutely ring true for myself. And I think that's why 2019 hasn't been that very good of a year for me, is because I'm too focused on what I do not have and then what I do have. I do have a family that loves me. I have a home. I'm not homeless like some people are. I love my family. You know, I absolutely love the narcissists in my family. I I love that person. That person, and I kind of regret saying that this person is a narcissist, because it doesn't sound it's negative. What this person, because this person is not like a typical narcissist, but this person does have the traits of a narcissist. They sometimes talk down to me because they're hurting. They're absolutely hurting. They're not a sociopath like some of these stories I have read on narcissism. This person is a loving person. So I honestly feel like I need to stop using that term for this person. There's other notes that I have taken on T. Harv's courses that I have taken, and I plan to make future videos on them, because it goes well with the whole blaming people on how you feel. And I feel like for me, that is what I have been doing, is blaming the person in my life that I feel like is making me feel miserable. The only person that is making me feel miserable is myself. And I need to keep on banging that into my head. It's myself, it is not this person. I let this person's words hurt me. I do. This person is just frustrated and upset with their life for some reason. It's not going the way that they planned, so they are upset and they take it out on me. And it's how I react to it in a negative manner, and talk about it in a negative manner. It's me. It's always been me. It's nobody else. I take responsibility for my actions and words in the past, present, and future. I take responsibility. I need to check myself more often, and I have been. I've been checking my thoughts more often than I have been, and it's been making a difference. Reading this manuscript, which took me barely an hour because I am a fast reader, dawned on me that I'm the one who is creating the problems for myself. Nobody else is. I've been searching for happiness my whole entire life, especially at this age that I am now. If I move here, I'll be happy. If I get this much money, I'll be happy. No. Because there's always going to be something that's going to pop up into my life and make it harder for me. And our society has been conditioned to believe that the only way to succeed is to be dissatisfied with what we've got and where we are now. And it's so false. It's just so false, because dissatisfaction actually leads to more dissatisfaction. When we practice dissatisfaction, we're going to stay dissatisfied. Why can't we be fully content where we are in our life path at this very moment? But we can continue to move towards our goal. The secret to a happy life is to enjoy the journey along the way. I am willing to be satisfied and fully content in this moment. I am willing to be satisfied and fully content in this moment. Are you? I hope this is making sense to, even if 100 people watch this and it only makes sense to a few people, that still will make me happy, because at least somebody understands. Number 6, happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. So many great cartoons. It's just so many great cartoons that have inspired me over the year, and Samurai Jack is one of those cartoons. I love Gendy Tarkovsky. I love that man. Greatest Battle in Samurai Jack encapsulates these chapters so well. We're talking about the true self and the false self, the wolf that is good and the wolf that is bad, evil, greed, anger, and fear. In the Samurai Jack episode, I can't remember the name of the episode, but if I will probably look it up and I'll put it in the description because people are probably going to be wanting to watch this. And hopefully it's on YouTube. If not, it's probably on Kiss Anime. But better yet, if you can, buy the DVDs. Samurai Jack is an amazing cartoon. There is an episode in Samurai Jack where Jack is battling his false self, which is created by Aku from Jack's own anger and fear. And he wins. And it's just, I don't want to ruin it. It is just such a beautiful episode. Go and watch it. Go and watch it if you can. There might just be that clip where it shows how he fights his false self. And the greatest battle that we all will ever have is the battle between our fear-based, our false, conditioned, unhappy self, and between our true, love-based, unconditionally happy, and higher self. The choice is what we do, or where we live, or who we marry, etc. They do not produce happiness. I'm sorry, but I mean, a lot of us have this misconception that when this happens, then I'll be happy. If this happens, then I'll be happy. Processes of manifestation. Thoughts lead to feelings, lead to actions, which lead to results. By thinking thoughts that lead to unhappiness, by thinking thoughts that make me personally feel anxious. I don't have really any income coming in, and I have monthly bills to pay. On top of that, I still have to pay $100+ in order to do my stinking taxes. Which leads to thoughts like, taxes are a corrupt means to further control us and steal our hard-earned cash for those rich effers who own the Federal Reserve, might I add, or else panic, fake, blah, 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 and Federal Reserve is a private bank. Anger, anxiety, fear, depression, the list goes on and on. I mean, these negative thoughts, once started, they begin to compound on each other. And then they begin to make me feel more shitty about my situation. As somebody stated, and I can't remember who it is that quoted it, they said, the mind is I think it was Socrates, the mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Don't be thinking thoughts that create these negative feelings, and you won't be unhappy. We need to learn how to manage our thoughts, which will manage our mindset. When the fear-based thoughts come in, acknowledge and reassure and return to the present. Declaration: happiness is a choice. I choose to be happy. Number 7, happiness must be a priority. Happiness is my priority. I refuse to let my mind take me out of my happiness. Declaration: I choose to be happy. I choose to manage my thoughts. I choose to change my mindset. I am an alchemist. I am strong. I am powerful. Despite what anybody else says. Like, some people will probably watch this video and will probably be laughing, man, this chick is really off her rocker. That's fine. You have a polarized mindset. That's not my problem. That's your problem. Anybody who has listened this far enough, thank you so much for listening in and watching. I bid you adieu, and I am Mugaka Murakumo, and I am signing off.